hooked up with a board game designer. That one was not a Tinder hookup, and that one was a recent one. That one was fun. That was after a show.
That's an interesting job.
Not even after a show. What happened was I was doing a bit about subs and doms.
Uh-huh.
And I was doing crowd work with him. I was like, come be my table. He gets on stage, gets on all fours. I sit on him and do my final closing bit.
Whoa.
And then he DMs me. And then the next day we hook up and it was great. It was just like fun.
Oh my gosh.
Casual, and never talk again. Great. Perfect. So.
What kind of board games did he design?
I don't know.
You're like, we didn't make it that far.
Rhodes Stories. Rhodes Stories.
Well, I feel like I have a talent at it. That's an unfostered
Tarot talent?
Unfostered tarot talent.
I
Maybe
would love
you can
to know.
help nurture it.
Yeah, how do you know if you have an unfostered tarot talent?
Well, I tried doing it for someone.
Okay.
As a just trial.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Whoa, that was really
Okay.
good." And then
So you channeled.
I channeled, and I also did it on myself. I did it on myself a couple times.
Okay.
And I felt like I was really good at it. I was like, "Wow, you're nailing this."
So then why don't you just practice it?
Well, I have to memorize. I have to learn the cards.
That is a bitch.
Yeah.
Learning
Right?
sucks.
Yeah, learning anything.
I hate to learn.
I think that's why we're comedians, because it's like you don't really ever learn. You just do
No,
it
you
until
just
you
go.
know how to do it.
But that's learning. That's what learning is. That's actually called apprenticeship.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Where-
I need to do a tarot card apprenticeship.
You could do it.
Okay.
There are people who kind of do it. I mean, I like tarot because it's something fun to do. It's a fun party trick.
Yeah,
right?
that too. People love it.
People love to because it makes people feel special. Like you're looking into their, like, ooh,
Tell
what are you
me
telling
more
me
about
me? Yeah, exactly. So you're like, it's, astrology is like, well, okay, everyone has like a sign,
Right. But tarot, it's like a secret
this is personal.
language.
Like this is you. Like here's a weird thing I'm gonna say. Does it resonate? And someone goes, it totally resonates. And you're like, yeah.
Wow. We should do that at the end of this.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll pull out the cards. I always like to bring them just for fun.
You should.
You never know when something might,
Pop.
some might pop. I recently went on a date with this guy, and this for me is a fun thing that I've never done. I was like, "What do you like to do for fun?" And he was like, "No big deal, but I went through this breakup and I learned tarot." Don't mean, I'm a little embarrassed. And I have been doing tarot for like a while. I know a lot about it. But I didn't want to come off as like, oh, I know it. So I totally faked that I had no idea.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, oh my God, you should do
So
mine. I
manipulative.
don't even know. What is it? Tell me more about it. And he's like, oh. And so we did a date and he did my tarot and he pulled the cards and I'm looking at them like, Jesus Christ. Like they were all correct.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he's like,
so he was good at it?
he was telling me what they meant and he did like have to Google some things. But I'm like looking at them and I'm like, yeah, that's correct. That's right. Like he pulled up the 10 of Swords, which is like a card of endings. And I'm like, just went through a breakup. And he's like, did something happen? And I was like, I don't know. No.
Oh,
I'm going through a transition. What do you mean? And then we made out. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it is this might be a good match if you found a.
No, he ghosted on me. I think he found my Instagram in which I do tarot readings on my Instagram.
You think that's the deal breaker?
Well, or he just was like, nah, I'm going to blame the fact that I'm a liar.
Yeah, maybe. And maybe you're better at it.
I am better at it.
Yeah.
This is what I'm noticing with men. I'm better at most things than them.
Right.
Do you have this problem?
I think so, but I do the same thing you were doing, which is I play dumb a lot.
Yeah.
And I figure out what their thing is, and then when I'm smart, they're disappointed.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, we thought you were dumb."
Yeah.
And easy to manipulate, and then when I'm not, they're like, "Aw."
Like, oh,
She's
be the
was
special boy.
a nice dumb girl.
I wanted to be the cool one. And you're like, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I'm actually on to you.
Yeah. I'm actually cool and way better than you in a lot of ways. And all your friends are going to like me more than you.
But I'm not good at man things. Like I do feel that I need a man to do man things.
What, like hit people?
Like basic stereotypical handy things. Like
Okay.
lifting heavy boxes.
Yeah.
Or putting together furniture.
Or hiding your emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Typical man.
Or ruining my life.
Or ruining your life.
That's the only thing I'm better at than men is ruining my own life.
I don't know. I think that like as women, we're not giving ourselves the credit that we are probably better at doing those things because we're more detail oriented.
Yeah, I'm not detail oriented.
You're not at all. You're just like,
because
no.
I'm ADHD-ish.
Okay.
So I'm like all scattered.
Yeah. So if someone was like, replace that faucet, you'd be like, ooh, no, thank you.
Never. I would just, it would be broken.
Oh, forever?
Yeah, for until I move. I would probably move before fixing a faucet.
Oh, I'm like love a YouTube video.
Really?
Oh, I'll watch like 8 YouTube videos on how to paint cabinets and I'll know how to do it. I'll never do it though.
Really?
Oh, I could tell you all the steps on how to like paint your cabinets.
Oh my gosh, we have
I know
different
exactly
brains.
what you need to do to change a faucet. Have I done it? I have 4 faucets that need to be changed.
You've never done it?
The new faucets have been sitting for 2 years.
But you
Have
know
not
how?
done it, but
if
I know how to do
I
it.
would do it.
In
What's
theory, I
preventing
know how to
you
do
from
it.
doing it? If
Honestly, I would just want someone else to do it.
See, there is a part of a woman's brain that does want to be taken care of in a way. I
Truly.
think. I do.
Yeah.
In some way.
Okay. I think that this is gonna tie into the whole road
Okay,
thing.
but let me introduce you first.
Oh,
I didn't
I
even
forgot.
introduce you. No, we're doing this in different ways, so I'll just introduce
Okay.
you just to start it, so it's like a slate.
Okay.
You know. Okay, so my guest today is a comic that I've been watching from afar for so many years, and I feel like we've never really sat down to talk, so I'm really excited we're getting to talk.
Yeah.
And she's done so many things. She's been on Conan, just was on At Midnight, and very funny. She has a special on Comedy Central called Jay-Z.
No,
I always get names
Gen
wrong.
Z.
Gen Z. Okay,
Yes.
let me start that over.
I forgot my own
Yeah.
special.
She has a great special on Comedy Central called Gen Z. Please welcome Jenny Zigrino. Hello. We did it.
We're both from the East Coast, right? We both started in Boston? Or where did you start?
I wish I started in Boston. I actually started in LA.
Okay.
Which I should lie about, but
Okay.
but I'm from Boston.
Okay, that's why. Yes.
Yeah,
we
but
do
where
have
are you
that
from?
connection. I'm from Minnesota and Boston. I'm from both, but
oh my
I
gosh.
started comedy in Boston.
Okay, so I'm from Boston and my mom's from Minnesota, and everyone thinks I'm from Minnesota.
Oh, there you go.
So that's
Yeah, you got the Bamford vibe for sure.
Oh,
I'm sure you
yeah.
get that all the time.
all the time.
Yeah.
But what I like about your comedy is that, and like what I think I connect to is that sometimes it's like what you see isn't always what you get.
Yeah.
You know, and I like that when people surprise me based on like who you think they might be versus who they are.
Oh, I love that.
I like that surprise, and I feel like not enough, like so many times you see a comedian and you're like, yeah, that's who I think they are.
Yeah.
But then there's no reveal. And I
Yeah.
feel like watching you, it's like there's all these reveals where it's like,
Aw.
oh, that's not what I expected, or she's not who you think. Like the way she thinks surprises me.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and I loved your special. And I'm not
Thank
just saying that. I
you.
watched, you know, when you like watch a little bit because you're a comedian and you're like,
Yeah.
I'll like watch some of it. I like couldn't stop watching it last
Oh,
night.
thank you.
And
oh,
it's
that's so
very funny.
sweet.
That one of my favorite jokes is the joke where you said that men will tell you they'll be like, when they find out you're a comedian, they'll say, oh, it's really hard to be a comedian
Oh, the white guy.
these
is
days,
just like, oh, I
because
can't.
like you can't say anything, and then you go,
just can't do
you
it.
go, well, what do you want to say?
Yeah, all the
They
time.
just go, oh, I have nothing to say.
Because it's always the worst
It's so
shit.
true. But even the idea of them not even having something to say.
Yeah.
Like they don't even know.
You know that joke came from I was picking up a table was picking up a table from Craigslist,
Of course.
right? From
Yeah.
this guy, and he goes, "Oh, you do comedy?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "I love stand-up comedy." And I was like, "Great." And he's like, "My favorite's Louis C.K." And I was like, "Great." Love, cool. I don't care anymore at this point. And he goes,
move the table.
"Yeah, I'm just giving the table." He goes, "Well, what do you think?" And I was like, "Whatever." Like he sorry, I spit on myself. I just got so excited about talking about Louis C.K. I was just like, "Yeah, just do whatever just whatever." And he goes, "But it's kind of crazy, right?" And I was like, "What's crazy? That I can't get this fucking table from you?" And he's like, "It's just crazy. You like can't say anything anymore." And I was like, "You can
You were
say
like,
anything."
Those are also different thoughts.
yeah,
Like bringing him up versus you can't say anything.
yeah. I'm like, you can say anything. He pulled his dick out. Like what?
You can say anything
You can say
about
anything. And he goes, you just can't. You get canceled. And I was like, I had to be like, okay, dude, I'm gonna lay it to you straight. He's fine. They're all fine. Whatever you
Yeah.
think is going on, they're making more money than they've ever made before.
Yes.
Everyone is fine. You, sir, as a
You're like, I'm not fine because
Yeah.
I'm buying a table on
I'm
Craigslist
buying
right now from a guy who wants to sexually
Exactly.
harass me with his words.
who's just like, so what do you think of Louis C.K., huh? What do you think about what he did? Do you think it's so bad? Could I do it? Do you mind? What? It's just like, bro, everyone is fine. Why do you care?
Yeah.
I just want this table.
I had
Please.
that with I hired a TaskRabbit, and
Yeah.
he felt the need to. He's like, "Do you know Tony Hinchcliffe?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Yeah, I like that show." And I was like, "Okay." And then and I'm like, "Can you just like get out of my apartment now?" Like we're not like he had already put together
Yeah.
the dress or whatever. And then now he wants to talk comedy because he thinks he's gonna be cool. And I'm
Yeah.
like, just go.
Yeah.
Like we don't want. That's the other misconception about comedians is that we want to talk about other comedians.
yeah.
We never want to talk like, oh, you know who I like? Is it me? Then stop.
Yeah. Oh, you've never heard of me?
Yeah.
Then get out.
Yeah.
Get out of my house.
apartment.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for, for this $100 table, sir.
Yeah. It is funny to tell someone that's like clearly not selling out arenas yet, and
Yeah.
they're like, you can't say anything, and it's like, yes, they can, and now you know that they are saying they can't, but they are.
Yeah. Yeah, you
So-
just bought their arena show.
exactly by talking about it.
Yeah.
because controversy is in.
Yeah. So that's like
That's funny.
where that joke came from, where I was just like, I can't. And also too, this is the thing that pissed me off, is I bought the table and the guy's like, it's not gonna fit in your car. And I was like, it's gonna fit in my car. And he's like, it's not gonna fit. And I was like, I know my fucking car. And of
Oh
course
my-
it fit in the fucking car.
Yeah. Did he help you put it in the car?
He did help me put it in
Okay,
the car.
at least he helped with something.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, he did help create a crafted joke.
That too. See?
So, thank you, white men.
See?
Thank you.
Yeah, they're good for something once in
Yeah.
a while.
He might be dead now.
From what?
Nah, I have no idea.
From saying something
From
really
keeping all those things inside
controversial?
that he's wanted to say.
Yeah, you can that is a misconception that you can't say anything because people are saying whatever they want
They
still.
say anything.
So, and they're fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was I going to ask you? Oh yeah, so do you have a Rhodes story or
I do. Okay, I have a couple. So
first of all, how long have you been on the road?
oh my God. I've been doing comedy. This is my 16th year.
Okay.
And I've probably been doing the road in some fashion for 12 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
That's
like,
I guess I've been doing comedy for about 12 years.
Yeah.
So I'm a little behind.
so
you.
my 4th year, I got a college agent.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
so-
great.
Yeah. I wasn't good, but I was doing it.
Yeah,
So I was doing colleges, which is the road.
Yeah.
They're very different, but I had like fun college stuff happen. Like colleges are weird.
Yeah, they're really young and they're
So
not
they're
always paying
young.
attention, right?
They're never paying attention, but also they're just like, okay, they're in the middle of nowhere in some of these places. So one of the one that I remember the most is this Wells College, which is in upstate New York near the Finger Lakes. This was probably like 2017, 2018. And it is like middle of nowhere. It was started by the guy who started Wells Fargo.
Oh, wow.
So he started his own college.
Oh, okay.
The building it's in, the main building, used to be a hospital.
Okay.
And it was a hospital during the what was it? The Spanish flu.
Plague?
One of the plagues.
Okay.
The first one. During the Spanish flu, it was around, and the top floor of it burned down, and a bunch of nurses died.
Oh.
So immediately they're telling me all these ghost stories, and I love ghosts. I'm like,
me too. Oh my God, I'm obsessed with ghosts.
My biggest joy. Okay, if you want, there's 2 podcasts I listen to that are all ghost stories.
Really?
One is just this woman in an Irish accent talking about ghost stories. It's called Real Life Ghost Stories.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
great. She just reads you ghost stories in an Irish accent. The best.
That's amazing.
And this other one is the Night Owl podcast, and he does like deep investigative dives.
Okay.
In Austin, Texas. Great ghost story podcasts. Love it. So I go to this college, and I do some Google research. It's the 5th most haunted college in America.
Whoa.
And
What's the first?
no idea. I think it's Kent University.
Okay.
Where they had the murders.
Okay.
The 4 dead in Ohio. The
I don't
4 dead in
that.
Ohio.
Is this
the-
a song?
Yeah, it's about during Vietnam. There were protests, and then
Oh, yeah.
they shot into the crowd and killed.
Right. Okay.
They say it's Kent. I don't remember.
Okay.
But so I get there, and it's beautiful. It looks like Hogwarts. Like, it's gorgeous inside.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, I stay on campus in a room they have available. They call it the Red Room. So you walk in.
Ooh, it's already creepy.
It is all red. Everything. Red carpet, red walls.
Why?
I don't know.
They didn't explain?
It's just everything is red. So then you walk in on a foyer. So it goes up and downstairs. You go downstairs. You look. Downstairs is just a red recliner facing an old television set.
Ooh,
In the
this is
living
so
room.
Poltergeisty.
Horrifying. I'm like,
Ugh.
no way I'm going down there.
No.
Go upstairs. You go into the bedroom. It is red carpet, red comforter, antique mirrors, floor to ceiling.
Oh, this is so creepy.
Horrifying. Red curtains. Everything is red. I'm like, all right, well, this is where I'm staying. I go in. I like take a bath. I'm taking a bath. There's baby spiders everywhere. I'm like,
Ew.
cool. Covered in spiders.
Ew.
I go down. I'm talking to like the people who are like
Running it.
Yeah. They're telling me about how, so the upstairs, there was the fire. So a lot of the kids will talk about when they're sick, they'll feel like hands on their neck or on their wrists for pulse. They'll hear stuff. And then upstairs was also the morgue, I guess.
What?
And now it's dorms. So the whole upstairs that burned down is now the dormitory for this school.
Weird.
Crazy. So I'm like performing, and I'm doing my thing. In the middle of the set, I like jokingly, I'm like, all right, raise your hands if you've had a ghostly experience. Everyone's hand just shoots up. Like, and I go, what? And so I just stop doing jokes, and I'm like, what's yours? What's yours? This
Oh
one
my
kid
God.
tells me him and his roommate put their beds like back to back. So if I'm sleeping here, I'm facing his feet and I would see his head. And he says he woke up in the middle of the night and there was someone standing over his bed, and he's like, dude, go back to bed. Stop being creepy. And he looks, and his friend is in the bed. And there's just like someone standing over his bed.
Oh
Another
my
girl was like, oh,
God.
last week a cup flew across my room. Like, just crazy shit. I'm like,
That's
oh
nuts.
my God. And then there was like a murder that happened in one of the computer labs. Crazy shit happened. There was like a woman that walks around the grounds. And then they go, do you want us to tell you what happened in your room?
Oh my God.
And I was like, fuck no. So
oh my God.
so I'm there sleeping, and I'm just like up
yeah.
on Tinder. There's no internet, by the way. There's there's just Wi-Fi. There's no service anywhere.
Oh my God.
This is like early days, before
Yeah.
even 4G or whatever. And I'm just like Tindering like crazy. I'm like, anybody, like
Yeah.
anyone to come spend the night with me, because I'm so scared. I slept with every light on, under the covers. Like, I did not sleep at all. I got up at 6 a.m. and I just left. I was like, I'm not staying here another night.
Oh my God.
It was terrifying.
And so you didn't experience anything?
I didn't experience anything, but I was like, there's no way I'm going to sit here and like,
Probably because the lights were on.
yeah, and see if like,
And you never wanted to know
I
what
did
happened?
not want to know what happened, because they actually called
Something
that
bad
room.
happened.
They called it the
That is so creepy.
They had another name for it, like the sort of the P, like the Prudence room or like the Proctor's room or something.
Oh, something dark
Something
happened.
creepy
I
that-
can't believe no
yeah.
one like in a call in that setting just said it to
Yeah.
you. Like
Yeah.
if that's how bad it was that no one even could. They were like, we shouldn't. If she doesn't want to know, we shouldn't
Yeah.
tell her.
I was like, no, thank you. I don't want to know.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
I had 2 haunted apartments. One was and both places.
Where
someone
was it?
committed
Here?
Suicide
Was it in LA or was it
in L.A.
Oh my
One was right
gosh.
under the 405, and I could hear the ghost say her name. She was like, Karen. And so I was like, oh, yeah, Karen's, and
Oh my
there's a
gosh.
ghost named Karen. I told my friend that, and she was like, I think her name was Karen. Yeah, I think it was Karen.
Yeah.
And so my friend was kind of like, yeah, whatever. And then she heard her say it too. And I was dating a guy that wasn't good for me at the time.
Yeah.
And I came home once after spending the night with him, and there was like a broken glass in my sink that I never remember even taking out of the
Karen
cupboard.
was like, hell
Karen was like, you're
no.
not dating this guy.
Yeah.
And then the couple below me committed suicide in that apartment.
Both of them?
Both of them. It was a joint suicide, and they found them
God,
in
they
the
loved
car.
each other so much.
Yeah, the car was running. It was bad.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I had a ghost experience with him where the guy was like standing in front of the apartment,
Yeah.
and I didn't see him. So I go, whoa, I didn't see you there. And
Yeah.
normally if someone did that to you, you would be like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
He didn't, no emotion. And 2 days later, they found them dead. And so
so you saw him.
I saw him because I've heard that ghosts will come out
Yeah.
to let you know that that if nobody finds the body.
Oh, to be like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That was one. And then the other was like this very haunted building in Hollywood that's like notoriously haunted.
Yeah.
And you would hear music sometimes in the entryway.
That's kind of cool.
It was cool. It was like old timey, but it was very creepy. And there was a ghost once in my apartment, and like my laptop was like on the chair, and it just like fell off the chair because they don't like technology. I've heard
No.
that.
I've been waiting. So, okay.
Yeah.
We'll get this sad out of the way. My sister passed away last year.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you. But I've been waiting for like her to do some weird technology shit.
Yeah.
But
Was
she
it
hasn't
sudden?
yet.
Was it sudden or?
Yeah, it was very sudden.
Oh no.
It's like, it's sad, but I'm very happy with sudden. I'm just like, oh, all right, good.
That's hard.
She had the best time ever before she passed.
You're older or younger?
Older. A year and a half.
Oh.
So I'm waiting. I'm like, just say something weird in my cell phone already.
Yeah, and
just
you haven't
like-
seen any signs or anything?
Oh,
or-
I see signs from her. So like a fun thing that happened on her birthday, I was spending time with my mom, and we were supposed to go to this Thai restaurant that I always go to. It was closed for some reason, and I was like, all right, we'll go to this other one. Never been to it. We went to this Thai restaurant, and my mom goes, do you think that she's with us? And I was like, yeah, I'm sure she is. And then I like looked up, and there was like, those fucking cheesy ass wings that people put on walls?
Wings?
Yeah, like the wings. And you
Oh,
take
yeah,
a photo.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
fucking hate them.
Yeah,
and
me too.
I was seeing that wings, and I was like, ugh, I hate those wings. And then I was like, Sasha had a picture that was very similar to those wings. And then I was like, those are the same wings as the picture of my sister. And so I went back to my
Whoa.
phone, and I looked, and it was not the same wings, but it was the same wings by the same artist. Same color, same everything.
Wow.
And it was right there. And then it was on a building called like Heaven's Gate.
Whoa!
And it was like we'd never been to this place. We had no reason to be there. It was in the middle of
crazy.
Glendale fucking nowhere.
And just some random
Just
restaurant.
some random restaurant with the exact wings
Wow.
that I had posted.
Oh my gosh.
I had that picture of her with those wings, and I had posted in a grief group being like, basically being like, I would have made fun of my sister had I seen this photo before as like a joke to the grief group. And then I remember seeing that and being like, I would have fucking made fun of her if she took a photo with that. And then being like, oh, those are the wings that she took that photo with.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like, oh yeah, she is here. So little stuff like that where it's not like necessarily like she, seeing her. But I've had her come in dreams where she's like spoken to me and been like, hey, it's me. I'm here. Hi. Just come to see hey. So it's happened, but nothing. I want her to like talk into my cell phone. Be like, sup, bitch?
Yeah.
What's up? I'm waiting for that moment.
Yeah, like a voice.
Like a voice or like yeah, like some like I'm probably she's probably hearing this and it's gonna be like, fuck you. You're about to get something crazy. And she's gonna like get my car hit.
No, don't say that. Take that back.
No, she'll do it because she knows I want a new car. So she'll be like,
okay.
oh,
As
okay.
long as it's like something when
She's
you're
like,
not
you want
in
a new
it.
car? And
You're
then
not
she'll
in it.
like, what?
You're not in it at the time. Something
No,
falls
no.
on top of it.
No, and it'll be
when you're not in it.
Yeah, it'll be like the car that hits me will be like, sup, bitch, like on the license plate or something.
You think she's gonna be that? Is she?
She would do
snarky?
100%. She would do that.
Aww.
But I like that about her.
Yeah.
So yeah, see, I 100% think that if you ask for signs from them, they're like, okay.
I think so too.
Yeah, Sasha, don't crash my car. I still
Yeah, don't do that. I don't
do
agree
it.
with. I don't.
Just send me a text.
Yeah, send something small.
Yeah.
I
Send me a
like
cute
that. I
text.
like that you're sort of like me in that you believe in that kind of,
Yeah.
other world stuff.
I do. I think also too when you do have someone pass, it helps.
It does help.
Yeah, it helps be like, oh yeah, okay.
I feel bad for people who have no sense of another world or another like like zero spirituality because then you're just like, oh, someone's dead, they're gone.
Yeah.
And nothing means anything and there's no purpose to your life.
I wonder though if some of those people actually have had death in their life. Do you know what I mean? Like
sometimes they have and they're just kind of, agnostic or
yeah. I think the people that I've met who are like that are usually like pretty young.
Yeah.
And they're like, a lot of them have not had like great tragedy in their life. And I go, okay, I'll wait.
Yeah. Or maybe they don't talk about it. Like, I think a lot of men think it's corny to say that they believe in something else,
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Or like any kind of spiritual stuff. Cause it's like.
Yeah. It's a girly thing to be into.
Yoga.
Yeah. Tarot card reading.
Yes. Dude, I will say and I'm like very, I'm like, I love all that stuff. But in my feed, like tarot card people will come up. If like a dude's reading tarot, there's a part of me that's like, okay.
That's gay.
Okay. Yeah. All right, bro.
Yeah.
Gay. So, and that's internalized homophobia that I know is not right.
That's not accurate.
It's not accurate. It's incorrect. Okay.
But gay, I feel like gay
and I love
can
bisexual men. They're my favorite
thing.
kind
Like
of
gay.
men. I love it.
Yeah.
I only date gay men.
You do?
I love
Is that your
bisexual
type?
men. Oh, men who are like a little effeminate, just like maybe like suck a little dick.
Really?
Favorite, yes. They are always the worst men, but I keep going back.
They're the worst?
I think they're confused.
They're
You need to find one that's like very comfortable in like who they are.
Okay.
Like you can't find someone who's like brand new that's like, I've just discovered I'm bisexual. You gotta be like, all right, go blow off some steam. Literally, go blow some steam off because I can't.
What do
deal
you
with
like
this.
about them that's different? Just because they're more vulnerable, or
I think that they can be more fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it opens opportunities for more sexual exploration with your partner. I think that they do. I think they do tend to have more like alternative lifestyles that I like being more artistic or being more weird and more eccentric and being into the things that I like. So,
So what happened with your relationship?
With the last one?
Yeah.
Confused.
You're confused?
No, he was confused.
Oh.
I was very not confused.
Confused.
He was very confused.
Oh, about what he wanted?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Classic.
Was he a comedian?
No.
Have you dated comedians?
I have.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah. I wouldn't recommend it though.
Mm-mm.
Not especially if, you see them ever.
I've dated one seriously when I was very young, like 21.
Oh, okay.
So I think like if you're a lady and you're new in the scene, do it and just
get it over.
Get it over.
Yeah, get it over with so that never to do it again.
Never do it again. And then I did very briefly with someone, and we're really great friends now.
Oh, really?
But it was like, whew, that's not gonna work.
Oh, that's
Thank God.
cool.
And then we're good friends now.
Can you say who it is or no?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not that good of friends.
No, we're really great friends. I just for their own privacy.
Of course.
Well.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's great. I mean, if you can be friends with an ex, I think that's always an accomplishment.
Yeah.
I'm only really friends with like one or two exes ever.
I'm friends. The last comic that I dated, it was like 2 weeks. It was like dating.
Okay.
It wasn't like the boyfriend. We are on friendly terms, but by no means friends.
Right.
I have 2 exes that are friends where I'm like, I talk to them.
Oh, that's good.
One of them, we've been friends for 10 years, but we had sex for 8 of those.
I'm bad at math. I'm like,
okay. So we dated for 2 years.
Okay.
Then we just had sex continually for like 8 or 9 years.
But you weren't dating.
And we weren't dating.
Okay.
And then
how did that work?
Well, sometimes it did and sometimes it didn't.
Yeah.
Get the destructive stuff out of the way.
For 8 years.
Yeah. Look, when the dick is good.
Yeah.
It's good.
And sometimes a relationship is good because it's toxic.
A little bit.
Sometimes the sex is good because it's
exactly
unhealthy.
Yeah, it's very no strings attached.
Yeah.
Which is like, I think, do you hook up a lot on the road?
No, I was actually just talking to Greg Fitzsimmons about how I've never hooked up on the road.
I had a couple summers.
Really? Where you just... Well, see, I'm confused where you meet them because I don't meet them at my show.
Tinder.
Oh, you have to actually like do
I would
something.
swipe and say, I have a show tonight.
Oh.
Come after my show. I wouldn't want them to come to my show.
No.
That's
where we differ from male comics who are like, come
Oh.
watch me work.
No. And I
And
hooked
then-
up with a magician. I hooked
my
up
God.
with a amateur pro wrestler.
Wow.
I hooked up with this one guy who we dated for like a month, like long distance. Probably the most beautiful man I've ever dated in my entire life.
Where did he live?
Wisconsin.
Oh, wow.
He was so gorgeous. Very low self-esteem on that one.
Really?
Yeah.
On him?
On him, yeah.
Why? Because he didn't know.
Some
Or
dudes
he
are
didn't
just
think
like,
he was funny enough?
I don't know. Why are people fucked up?
Yeah. So then what happened with him?
We just stopped. Yeah. Then there were like a couple. I hooked
This
up
is
with
new to me because I'm like, I've never even tried to do Tinder on the road.
I hooked up with a board game designer. That one was not a Tinder hookup, and that one was a recent one. That one was fun. That was after a show.
That's an interesting job.
Not even after a show. What happened was I was doing a bit about subs and doms.
Uh-huh.
And I was doing crowd work with him. I was like, come be my table. He gets on stage, gets on all fours. I sit on him and do my final closing bit.
Whoa.
And then he DMs me. And then the next day we hook up and it was great. It was just like fun.
Oh my gosh.
Casual, and then never talk again. Great. Perfect. So.
What kind of board games did he design?
I don't know.
You're like, we didn't make it that far. That's a cute meetup story.
That's a cute meetup. Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes you just have like fun. Like we never have to talk again.
Right.
We did our biz.
I met one guy I liked on the road once. And
Yeah.
I ended up getting a long joke about it.
Yeah.
But I liked him too much because I never like anyone on the road, so I never meet anyone on the road. So I finally met someone I thought was really cute, and we had one drink, and then I like completely messed it up by expecting too much too soon.
Oh,
Like he was coming to LA, and then he blew me off, but he was busy, and I acted like so not cool. I kind of ruined the whole thing.
But here, okay, I will say this. I don't think anyone is too busy for someone they like.
Well, that too. But I was wrong to even text him. Like I should have waited to see if he texted me, but I was like, I thought, like I said some stupid thing. Yeah. But I got a long joke out of it, so
it's good.
It's worth it.
Yeah. I think I was also like in my late 20s, early 30s when a lot of this happened, and now I'm kind of like, my energy is so precious on the road. The road is so taxing.
It's so tired. Like I don't know how anyone has time or energy after a show to even engage with people.
I don't.
I'm so tired.
I don't. After I just talked for like an hour.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
And then meet people and then.
Yeah. Or if you're doing, that's a Thursday. If you're doing a Friday, you got 2 shows you just did.
Mm-hmm.
And a drunk show. And.
Yeah.
I don't know about how you, but I do a lot of crowd work now.
Yeah.
So I'm so heavily engaging with other people that by the time I'm off stage.
That's what I don't like about crowd work.
Mm-hmm.
Like I find myself way more exhausted if I do crowd work.
Yeah.
Because it's like almost throwing a party or something.
Yeah.
And you're the
you're
host
a
of the party.
Yeah.
Instead of the performer. You're kind of like, it's to me it takes way more energy.
Yeah.
So I'm way more drained. But if it's a smaller crowd and I don't do crowd work, it feels really awkward to just do my, like what if it's like.
Yeah, because then you're just like, I'm performing for you.
Yeah, and they're like, we know these are jokes. And then they're kind of they're like, what is she doing up there?
Yeah.
Like we know this
is a script.
Yeah. So I've gone way off script a couple times where like to the point where I don't even know what I'm doing. And then afterwards they look almost shell shocked. Like what just happened? Like I'll do I tried to write like a whole new hour recently in Cleveland because my turnouts were pretty small.
Yeah.
And I would try to improvise.
Yeah.
And it was like madness. But then it would be random crowd work that was like, yeah. I don't. Do you get frustrated if it's not a big turnout or like?
I get sad.
Yeah.
I get sad because it's weird because it's like some places. So okay, I did like Bend, Oregon, sold out. 2 shows.
That's amazing.
And you're like, oh my God, great. I'm a sellout. And then I go to Dallas and they're like, well, numbers are light. And I'm like, but that's not me.
That's what's so frustrating because you do feel like you're one weekend you're like, I have a draw.
Yeah.
And it just happens to be where you have a draw. Like,
yeah.
It doesn't mean you're not a draw.
Yeah.
Because they try to kind of make you seem like, oh, well, you're just not a draw. And you're like, no, you didn't even like promote the show.
Well, a lot of them are changing. And I think that like that's important to talk about is like when we first started the road versus now.
Yeah.
When I first started the road, I go to a club. It didn't matter. People were coming to like see comedy.
Yes.
So it was like a full house all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I was the entertainment. And if you liked me, you followed me.
Yes.
Following wasn't even like a thing really, but it was like cool. Now it's like we only go to clubs if it's somebody we know and we want to see, and that's what the clubs are only booking.
Yeah.
People that they are big and that they know. So it's like it's making it harder in a way. So there is like I don't know about you, but I'm kind of like trying to explore pivoting in some way.
Yeah, well that's why I started this.
Yeah.
Because I'm like for whatever I'm doing isn't really working. Like as much as I was taught that the road is the way.
Yeah.
I feel like now it's not enough to just do the road because you used to be able to build your career from just the road.
Yeah.
You could, because clubs wanted to foster your growth.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, we see potential. And the club owner would kind of take responsibility. Like, I believe in this comic.
Yeah.
I'm going to promote them. I like what she's doing. And then now it's like, well, what are the numbers? Like, it's all numbers. It's like, is she selling out? Then whatever.
What's her follower count?
Yeah, it's like, and there are a couple clubs that still believe in talent, like Lewis Lee at Acme still believes in just who's good. but very few now.
Well, also too, it's like with Acme, and I love Acme.
Yeah.
One of the things about that club is like, it's a established club where it doesn't matter who's there. Almost like the people who go there know it's gonna be great. So Lewis has the freedom to like foster good comedians.
Exactly.
I wonder if some of these clubs, and of course none of the clubs that I work at, because all the clubs I work at are absolutely great.
Oh, of course, yeah.
If some of these clubs,
especially when they rebook you.
yes, some of these clubs, I wonder if they are just not. A lot of them are just dropping the ball and are just putting it all on the performer now to do it, and not fostering a place where
They'll
the
promote
community
you.
wants to come. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I feel like there's going to be a shift at some point, because I'm wondering how many times the crowds will come out for someone.
Yeah.
You know, because the reason people come out to comedy is obviously to laugh.
Yeah.
And if they come out once and they're like, oh, that person's great, but I wasn't laughing,
Yeah.
they probably won't come again.
Yes.
But they'll get one round. Like, that's what we talk, you know. But there's some people that really have blown up, you know, and they'll probably have a following forever. But I just wonder if the club will garner that same following.
Yeah.
Or if that person will then be like, well, I can go anywhere. I could, you know, now I do theaters. Like,
Yeah.
clubs are for the middle. It used to be the middle tier.
Yeah.
Because it's like the beginner comics are doing, you know, whatever local open mics. And then, you know, the mid tier does clubs. And then the top comics do theaters. And now, well, they're like, well, the top are doing the clubs too.
Yeah.
So now there's no room for like the middle headliners. We have less of a place.
My ideal is I want to do right now small theaters.
Yeah.
Just one night.
Me too.
I want to come in one night to your city.
That's what I want to do.
I want to suck and fuck and I'm out.
Well, I'm not.
Metaphorically suck and fuck
Yes.
the city.
Yes.
And then I'm out.
Yeah.
And like, you know, and it's like some of these towns, like the local people really love when you come.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, and then you're good, you're out. Like, I actually really love playing like kind of the smaller cities like Bend or Buffalo or like.
Have you done the Bend Theater?
I've done the Bend Theater.
I did.
Oh wait, Olsen Run.
Bend Theater's in Wisconsin.
Oh, I haven't done that.
You should do that.
I would love to do that.
I'll tell them about
I did Olsen Run in
Where's
Bend, Oregon.
Okay, I haven't done that.
It was great. It was great. It was such a cute stage. They're building out a whole theater now. Like, they're building it out to make it bigger.
Oh,
and
cool.
It's like, was it Bend? No, sorry, Eugene. That was Eugene, Oregon. Not
Okay.
Bend. Oh my God, Eugene, Oregon. Olsen Run. They're having like a really nice theater that they're building. And it was like the college is there, so it's like I like the smaller, like,
me too,
college towns.
I love a college town.
Yeah,
where it has like one main street.
Yes,
called Main Street. Usually,
and it's cute. Or
yeah,
Center
it's cute.
Street.
If I get to a town and there's a coffee shop and a bookstore, I'm in heaven.
Yeah,
I'm like, if I can find those two things.
Or
so
some
happy.
weird consignment shop owned by an old lady.
Yes. Oh my God, I always find those too. I love that.
Oh, I really spilled that.
Yeah, nice.
Thank you. Nice. Okay, I will say one thing I love to do on the road too, and I don't do it as much, but I used to do it a lot. I used to go thrifting and antiquing a lot on the road.
That's great. I love thrifting.
Yeah.
On the road. I still do that. You don't do it anymore?
I'm just like
tired.
We're
so tired.
Tired, but like I used to.
What do you think of people who are like, oh, you know what you should do when you're in Bend, Oregon?
Yeah.
You should go here. And you're like, do you understand that I'm working?
Yeah, I'm working in there for 1 day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like,
go to this museum and go to the blah, 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 blah. Oh, by the way, if you're ever in Rochester, you should go to the Kodak Museum.
In New York?
New York.
Rochester,
Have you
New
been
York?
there?
I
Have you
haven't
done
been there
the
yet.
at Carlson?
No.
Okay.
It's another place I really want to do.
Yeah, I'll refer you to them because that museum is worth seeing.
The Kodak Museum?
I think it's the Kodak Museum. It's named after the Eastman Museum. But it's where
it's Kodak Eastman.
Yeah, it's Kodak.
Yes.
Yeah. It is like one of my favorite museums.
Yeah. I think my favorite museum to go to is the City Museum in St. Louis. Have you been to that one?
No, I don't think I've been.
Oh, it's so weird. It was built by this guy. It's like basically has it's like this warehouse where this dude just makes all these underground tunnels and weird set
Ooh,
design, and like it's an adult playground, and there's like a
That's
10-foot
really
shoot
cool.
slide.
Wow.
It's crazy. And then it's the coolest museum
It's
that
like
I've ever
a
been to.
modern. So it's not art.
It's not really a museum. It's just like a big playground. But like, you know, like there's a tree that you can climb into the tree, and you climb from like the first level to the second level through this miraculous tree. And then there's
That's
all these underground.
cool.
It's so weird and so cool.
Yeah,
City
that
museum.
sounds different.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check that out.
I like the weird shit. I'll go to the weird shit. Or when I go to Alaska, if I can find a hot spring.
Oh, I love hot springs.
Yes.
I like that in Montana. Have you been to Montana?
I haven't, not in a,
You
not in a
haven't
long
been to
time.
Montana?
I've done colleges in Montana, but I haven't like performed.
What's your favorite state? Do you have one? To
Man.
to perform or to visit? Either one.
Okay. The best crowds I think are in the Midwest.
Uh-huh.
For sure. Wisconsin, Minnesota. Sorry to everybody else.
I like Oregon actually.
They're the best.
I love Portland. I love performing in Portland.
Really?
Love it. And I love San Diego.
San Diego's fun.
Yeah.
Colorado's nice. I always have a good time in Denver.
Yeah, actually Colorado have you been to Vail?
Yes, just the
Did
Vail
you do that Vail?
festival?
Y-
Yeah.
Was it a festival?
I
No,
just
I
did
didn't
the
do
Vail
the festival.
festival.
I just did a couple shows there.
With Mark?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that the oh yeah, I guess he
Kinda,
calls
yeah.
it. Yeah. Anyway, it's a beautiful place, Vail.
So gorgeous.
It's like amazing.
Yes.
That's
Ugh.
one thing about being a comedian is I feel like you go to places where most people would only go if they have money.
Yeah.
And we go, because we're like, oh,
Because
I'm
we got brought
working.
out.
Yeah.
And I'm like walking next to this beautiful like
river.
and just enjoying nature. And I'm like,
yeah.
God, this is the best.
Those are the moments I feel very grateful.
Yeah.
Are there moments on the road that you've had where you feel like I'm going to quit now? Have you ever had I've had several of those, and I'm wondering for my own sake if other people have experienced that where they're like, I can't anymore.
I think when I've had to do like a new city every day kind of stuff is like the I'm gonna quit.
Yeah.
I recently had to cancel a string of Southern dates because I just physically like couldn't. I like hurt my knee.
Oh no.
I hurt my shoulders. And I just like had this physical thing where I was like, I can't like physically
get there.
And the
Yeah.
idea of driving 1,200 miles from
my
like
God.
city
Yeah.
and staying in hotels and doing all, I just was like, I just don't want to do this anymore. And one of my goals this year was to like have less road time.
Right.
And I've
Same.
done more road time.
Me too. I did this every month. I'm like, okay, I need a month off. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, but I don't have another source of income.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yep.
So
I'm like, well, gotta go back. And I'm
yeah.
like, I'm gonna stay in LA more. And then in September, I'm like, I'm gonna move to New York.
Oh, are you thinking of moving to New York?
I'm just gonna go there for a little bit
Okay.
and be like, I'm gonna see how I feel.
yeah.
Because usually I'm like, New York's the best, and then I'm there for a month, and I'm like, I hate
it.
I'm like, I think I'm over it, but
Yeah.
we're gonna give it a real college try and see.
Okay. Good luck.
See if it is.
I have such disdain now for New York.
Why?
I don't know. Every time I go there, I feel like everyone's like, yeah, you hustle and we're doing 50 shows a day. And I'm like, yeah, but
How much
It's-
work do you get done?
yeah, it doesn't feel, I don't know. I feel more creative actually in LA.
I feel like, I don't know if I feel more creative. I do feel more like a little more centered in some way, but
yeah.
But I do feel when I'm in somewhere like New York, I feel more like I'm rhythmically into what I'm doing. Like I don't feel like I'm part of I don't feel like I'm part of stand up or the business out here. But when I'm there, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like part of this machine and I like that.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
Like you feel more sense of community maybe?
I feel more community. I feel like I'm more
Yeah.
appreciated out there than I am here. And it might just be because I'm a new shiny object that showed up.
Yeah.
But I just am like,
it's funny. I felt that the first couple times I went there, but then I think now there's so many comedians there.
Yeah.
And they all have the TikTok thing. And it's
Yeah.
almost more, to me, it's almost more prevalent there.
yeah.
Whereas here, or maybe I'm just more comfortable here because I've been here so long.
Yeah.
I feel a little bit more like I know people.
I
And
mean, I've been here 10 years and I have not
Yeah.
liked it ever.
really,
Yeah. Every time I come here, I'm like, I should leave. And then, like, I go, well,
I know it's hard to leave.
give it one more
It's
shot.
So pretty here,
my
and
apartment's really nice.
yeah, I know I like my apartment.
Yeah. I kind of, with the last relationship, I was like, if this doesn't work out, I'm going to leave. And it didn't. So now I'm like, I got to leave. Like,
well,
just
you should. I
to-
think you're doing the right thing to try New York and
Yeah.
see if you like it more.
I will also say I've been here for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the men here
Yeah.
are stunted. They really are.
Yeah.
and I
not
know-
Keida. That's-
No, probably. There is a stuntedness, I think, to the
Yeah.
men here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that maybe just LA kind of like breeds that
Right.
in a way.
Yeah, I could see that. Stunted
What?
emotionally?
There's like a definite emotional stuntedness here, where I think that bad behavior is kind of warranted in a way. Not warranted, but it's like
or rewarded?
It's rewarded. It's like people let it slide a lot more here. I think that there's like a double-edged sword of like where it's like both over therapized and there's a lot of like recovery in, addiction and
Yeah.
therapy, and there's a lot of focus on the self here that can be good.
True.
But I also think that it pulls in people who can use that focus on the self for not so good reasons. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, and I think that LA specifically, and it's same for women too. I think that like, I'm not
Yeah.
saying that men are trash. I'm like,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
also, I'm probably more selfish than the average person.
Well, it's
in
hard
a way,
not to
too.
be in this business too,
Yeah.
I mean, it is really like in order to make any progress at all, you have to be like, I am the business, and I
Yeah.
have to somehow get this business to be recognized
Yeah.
in order to make a life.
Yeah. It can
But
be
at
hard.
a certain point, it is kind of like, okay, but you have to also start thinking
Yeah.
about where you like the world
Yes.
and other people, and yeah.
And so I think in terms of what I want in my life, to go somewhere where maybe people aren't chasing, I'm not running into as many people chasing the same shit as I am,
yeah,
is probably going to be a healthier and more chance for success.
that makes sense.
I know people are going to be like, oh, I love you. What, women are all great? What, you're the bear? You think the bear's safer? Did you see this thing?
The bear thing?
You know the whole thing about the bear, would you rather be alone with a bear or a man?
we just talked about that too.
Yeah, but did you see about men's response to it?
No, I didn't see the
So
response.
now all the men's response to it,
rebelling.
who are very butthurt and angry and are like, oh, they're like, all right, who would you rather be stuck in the desert with, a woman or a dog? And all the dudes are like, a dog, because like women will nag me, and it's just like, you're not seeing the purpose, and the point is that we feel unsafe.
Yeah, it's not about what's annoying.
Yeah, it's like a bear is not gonna possibly rape us, and it's
Right.
like you just want. It was very interesting that it's just like dudes
that's
missing the
they're
point.
missing the
completely.
analogy, kind of.
Just completely. It's just like, oh, you're comparing us to animals. Well, okay, we'll compare you to an animal, and it's like
Wrong
no.
animal too.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
A dog isn't gonna kill you.
Well, yeah,
I mean, it
most
could.
dogs.
Most dogs aren't.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been watching too much Game of Thrones.
Dire
Thinking of-
wolf?
Yeah, I was thinking of the dire wolves. They're not even dogs, but they're like really scary.
I'm like thinking of like a pug.
Okay, yeah.
Rather be-
I was thinking of the dire wolf.
Frankly, would I rather be with a man or a pug in the desert? It might be a man, just because like a pug is a lot of work. That thing would get overheated and just die
Yeah.
immediately. You'd have to carry it everywhere.
I mean, a man at least will do things for you, maybe, if
I
you're
mean,
lucky.
He'd probably just be too tired.
Could
He'd
make a
get-
fire. A pug can't make a fire.
in the desert. There's no wood.
Oh, I forgot we're in the desert.
Yeah. Also, too, a desert versus the forest. Like
That's very different.
it's very different. Dogs aren't native to the desert.
Wait, are you saying the bear versus the man was in the desert? I
No,
thought that
but the
was in-
whole thing about the bear and the man is the bear is in the wood. It's like, who would you rather be in the woods with, the
right.
bear or a man?
So when did the deserts happen?
But in this, the men's analogy was, would you rather be in a desert with a woman or a dog?
So they
Again,
didn't even do the same place?
it made sense.
No, that's dumb.
None of it made any fucking
I think the
sense.
whole thing is dumb, to be honest.
It was
because
just like women are
to-
bitches. That was it.
Yeah, and it also just like perpetuates the stereotypes that like all men are rapists and all bears, are
All bears
killers.
are what?
Some bears are cuddly and
coming out
some
here?
men are nice. And some
Are you defending the bears?
Yeah, well, I don't think all bears are
Wait,
the
I would love it if you came out and you were like, yeah, we had a whole discussion about it. I would think it's really unfair to bears.
It's really stereotypical
To
to
bears.
say that bears are all dangerous.
I think the question
Oh, a man needs to interject now. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
is this is an amendment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you feel safer in the woods with a man, straight man,
Yeah.
or a bisexual bear from West Hollywood?
Okay.
That's your question.
Wait.
Oh, okay. Oh, 100%
Oh,
the
a
bisexual bear.
for sure.
100% the bisexual
That was
bear.
like
Are
the
you kidding
easiest
me?
answer ever.
That would be fun.
Do you remember the Berenstain Bears?
I do.
Oh my God, that just brought me memories of that. Like childhood memories of reading Berenstain Bears.
But why did the bears? Why did
Because those are nice bears.
Yeah, but why the
Berenstain Bears.
bisexual? A bisexual
'Cause
bear in WeHo.
they were probably bisexual.
all of them.
the Berenstain Bears. Do you
Even
remember
the
those
kids?
books? Yeah, they had like picnics and stuff.
Oh, I mean, I guess.
The Berenstain Bears have their picnic. Do 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 do. Right?
Yeah, no, I guess so.
Am I getting the song right?
I don't.
Do 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 do
No,
do do.
They didn't have a picnic.
The Berenstain Bears didn't have a
I'm
picnic.
thinking about the books. What are you singing?
I thought there was a Berenstain Bears movie or something, and the
Was
Berenstain Bears go into the woods to head da 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 da.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, I think there's a
Oh, I remember the
yeah
books.
yeah there was a show I watched as a kid, and I don't know how I have the
Now,
song.
was it Berenstain Bears?
Berenstain,
I thought it was Berenstain Bears.
Berenstain.
Berenstain. They're Jewish.
Yeah, they're definitely Jewish. Berenstain Bear. Maybe it's Berenstain.
I think it
No,
was Berenstain Bears.
Berenstain.
I don't know.
Either way, they had a picnic and they were definitely bisexual.
Yeah.
And those bears, I'd be happy to be in the woods with.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think that both, bears and men can be nice at times
100%.
as long as you don't, hurt them first. Then they'll both attack
That's
you.
That's true. Look,
Anyway.
as long as I have bear mace, you put me in the woods with anybody. I don't give a shit.
Do you walk around with mace in general?
No.
No, me neither. I feel like it
No.
invites something to happen. I'm
energy?
like superstitious. Yeah. Like I would feel unsafe having something that would assume I'm not safe. Does that make sense?
I mean, I
It's
get
a little
it.
superstitious.
I get it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just mostly lazy. I've got enough shit on my keychain.
Yeah, I guess I'm
Yeah.
justifying.
Speaking of superstition, do
Yes.
you want me to pull a tarot card
yes,
for you?
let's do that.
So here's the
Do you
thing.
wanna do the
All
tarot
my
card
crystals
first?
fell out of the tarot cards, and this
Okay.
is my travel deck. I got it from TJ Maxx.
Okay.
All right.
Is that
Just
speci-
letting you know.
Okay.
I'm gonna knock.
You're not sponsored by them. Okay.
Says knocking the energy out of the cards.
Oh, okay.
You can cleanse the card different ways. You can use crystals. You can use sage. You can just knock on them to knock energy
Oh.
out.
Interesting.
Or it's all bullshit. They're
no,
just cards.
I believe everything.
They're just cards.
No, they're not just
So
cards.
let's figure out. You tell me what you're running from. Okay.
Oh, I'm going to tell you.
You're gonna tell me what you're running from.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I'm
going to
tell
on
you.
It.
Okay, hold on.
Then I'll then we'll do it where you can
Okay.
pick. I'll pick one.
Okay, I've got one.
Okay. Let me just.
I have it.
You have it?
Mhm. Do I tell you, or I just keep it in my head?
Let's pick a card.
Okay.
See what you're running from.
Okay. Do I look at it or no?
I mean,
No. I'm going by the rule book.
this is not a magic trick.
I know. I'm very precious with all this stuff.
Okay, again, this
okay?
is all just psychology, right?
Right.
It's all just psychology.
Okay.
So whatever I say, I could make
I
anything
believe
up.
everything.
But
Okay.
you got the Seven of Pentacles,
Okay.
which this is what I feel like if I'm asking kind of like what you're running from.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, maybe it is like, are you running from the work, like putting the work in kind of thing? Because the Seven of Pentacles is about like sowing the seeds, right? We're planning our garden, we're getting things ready. It's also about Pentacles is about the earthly things, so finances, jobs, stuff like that. So it can be that like if I'm interpreting the way that I'm instinctually, it can be that like maybe the fear of success, the fear of
Wow.
putting the work in and it not giving fruit. It like
right.
we're sowing our seeds and we're not getting a harvest from it, right?
Right.
So it can be that like the next card, the 8, would be like, more like we're detail oriented. We're like working on getting our shit together.
Yeah.
Maybe if it was the 8, I would say like maybe you're really hard of like putting the work in. This can be like maybe you're even scared of like just even starting something, right? Like the fear of even getting things started. Kind of you're like, oh, is this the right thing for me to do? I don't know. That's very, very close.
Yeah. Because what I was thinking of was self-doubt.
Oh.
I'm running from self-doubt, which probably prevents me from what you're talking about, which is doing the work.
Yeah.
Because the self-doubt is already
you're not even planning
undermining
the seed.
it.
You're not,
Yes.
You're not even like
I'm like, oh, well, why
ready.
try that? Because who knows if it will work or not.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's pull an advice card and see how do you get over it.
Advice? Okay.
Yeah. Here, why don't you shuffle it and tell
Okay.
me let's ask our guides, how can Erica get over this? What's an advice card to help her kind of get through like this self-doubt that she's feeling? I should really charge money for doing this, especially like on the road.
Bad to pull the first one because this is what.
No,
I'm
is
like
that what
calling to
that
pull
one
the
calls you?
top one.
This is the 4 of Swords. Bam. I like this card. 4 of Swords is about rest. 4 of Swords is about pause.
Okay.
I feel like it might be a part of time of you like resting and you like maybe taking some reflection time. It's like almost like a forced rest.
I see.
It's like the 3 of Swords is like we're coming out of the 3 of Swords, which is like about heartbreak and like sadness and grief, and like now we're coming to this place of like, okay, I'm like resting, I'm collecting myself, I'm trying to figure my shit out. Like, what is my next step? So I like it for you. It might just be about time that like, all right, maybe this is a time for you to like kind of figure out what do you want? What's the stuff that you actually want for your future?
Questions.
Yeah, like get into this time of if you're like going to be off the road for a little bit, maybe take this time to like start reflecting on what do you actually want?
I like that.
Yeah, what are the new things that you want to start planting? What are the next steps that you should be taking?
That's really good. That is a good answer. Can we do yours?
Yeah.
Like if I
and it's vague as fuck.
Okay, so you're
okay.
So how do we do it so that would you read your own or?
I mean, I guess I would read my own probably.
Yeah, I guess because I don't know them. Yeah, I don't know the cards yet.
Well, okay. You know what? I'll pick it and then I'll show it to you and then you just tell me.
Okay, yeah, let's do a fake one. Okay, I'll try. Okay, so you're thinking of it, right? Think of it.
What am I running from?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. What is it?
Okay. It's the 9 of Swords.
Okay, 9 of Swords. Okay.
Okay. It's a person crying.
Okay. Well, I was thinking you're running from some emotional stuff. That you are sort of there's grief and some sadness and you're sort of running from the feeling of it. and that you're pushing it away and feeling like I'll get to that later, because you don't you know you have to feel it, but feeling it is almost more painful than just moving forward. So you're kind of distracting yourself with activity so you don't have to sit with yourself.
Sure. It's no, I mean it's I mean
you're like, yeah, that's
I mean,
vague
look,
enough.
I mean it's pretty, this is what I like about Dare.
Yeah.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
It's pretty on.
It's a person in bed weeping.
But I had a feeling like when you first thought it before we even pulled the card.
Yeah.
When you said when you thought it, and I said, "Are you thinking it?" I felt you were thinking, "I'm running from sadness."
Yeah.
And then you pulled that.
Well, of course, everyone's running
everyone's
from
running
sadness.
from sadness, but
So-
feeling this. But I mean, feeling it.
Yes. So I feel like with the 9 of Swords, right? I feel like it's definitely about like nightmares. It's about like anxiety for sure. It's about like really deep, intense sadness.
Yeah.
And it can be a sadness that we like kind of put ourselves through in a way, right? So it's like our own prison that we kind of put ourselves in. So I would probably agree with it in some regard of like definitely like this move to New York is like, I just need to get out of here. There's so much grief and loss in this city that I just need to like be away from it.
Yes.
So let's see what the cards tell me to do to get rid of this.
Did you think? Was there a word you were thinking of when you thought of it? When you like, did you have a specific thing you were running from?
No.
Oh, you didn't think of anything?
No, I just was like, what am I running from?
Oh, okay. You were just asking the
Yeah.
question. Got it. Okay. Okay. Oh, that one jumped. 2 jumped out.
Fucking pentacles. All right.
You
wanna
don't
tell me
like
what
the
these two
pentacles?
mean?
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So one is the Ace of Pentacles.
Okay.
And it's like holding a star in the hand.
Okay.
And basically it means that like everything you have, everything you want, you already have.
Okay.
And you already are.
Okay.
And so the seeking, even if you move places, isn't really the answer. The answer is to go within and realize that the things you think are somewhere else are actually just here, and to settle in with that. It's not necessarily a location or a job change or a relationship. It's the feeling of like, I'm enough and where I am is enough.
Okay.
That kind of feeling.
Okay.
Like acceptance. So sort of accepting where you are and not trying to change it right now. Like you can change it later.
Okay.
And then this, the 2 of Pentacles,
Yeah.
now it's kind of like this, but it's like holding it. This, I feel, represents your future.
Okay.
And you like how I'm like so confident? Okay. This is like your future, and I'm sensing like a new beginning that's gonna happen in maybe the next 6 months, which is either a new I think it's a new relationship, but it might not be romantic.
Okay.
I feel that it might be work related, like you're going to engage with someone who's going to like help career wise or help you with a new project.
Okay.
And it's like something new and exciting.
Okay.
But it's not clear. It's either 6 months or a little longer, but it's kind of like, this is about.
I didn't know that these had times on them.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty, these are pretty specific cards. And I'm channeling.
Okay.
That
All right.
this one is about the future, and this feels very positive to me. Something exciting is going to happen in the next 6 months.
Okay. Well, I wish those were true. I wish those were true. I'll tell you what they mean.
Oh. Wow. I just got tarot dissed.
Look, you're close enough.
Well, let
All
me
right.
know in 6 months. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm just psychic.
You might be psychic.
Yeah.
2 of Pentacles is like your shit's unbalanced. You're not balanced with your finances and your work-life balance.
Elf looks so.
I know he should be,
Okay.
but he's a dude being like, balance your shit. He's like,
Okay.
you need to have better work-life balance. He's like, you
Okay.
need to find. It's especially to like get your finances in check, get shit together, which is true. Currently, old Zigrino's going through big like getting all of my he's also too about like tying up some loose ends, like getting
Mhm.
stuff together,
Okay.
which makes sense. So it's like tie your shit together, tie up your loose ends, get your work-life balance in
Let them
order.
see it.
Get some harmony in your life. It can be about like trying to find that. It can be like a relationship thing as well. It can be like if you're in relationship with someone, it can be like making sure that you have that balance between the two of you of like
Right.
where there is like work-life balance, or it can kind of just be like a card of like things are just kind of going to stay the same, right? Like we're in this infinity loop going on.
But could it be that it's somebody who will help you balance things?
It could. So here's the thing. The Ace
Yeah.
of Pentacles coming in, and the Ace of Pentacles is telling me that there could be a new job coming in, or it could be
so I'm not that far off.
You're not. Could be like a
It's the
new
wrong card.
or it is like starting some kind of new business venture or some new financial thing, or it's just like a new
Wow.
opportunity coming.
So
or-
that is what I was channeling.
yeah. So an ace is the beginning of a new cycle. So it's like,
oh.
yeah, I'm running from this grief, but it's like because I got to start a new cycle. It's like saying
Yes.
start new, get your shit in order,
That makes
you know,
sense.
so you can start a new cycle.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's
So I
like-
wasn't like
You're not off.
I'm not completely off. I
No.
do think I'm a little psychic. So
I think
even if
it's-
I don't know how to read cards,
I think it's telling me I need like a bit of a rebirth kind
Yes,
of thing, and to
that
find
makes
some new opportunities. Yeah.
Okay.
Again, keep it vague. That's how you do it. Keep it vague.
Yeah.
Psychology. It's gonna because right now,
But I do
man, do I feel
feel-
energized.
Yeah, I do too. I feel energized. That was fun. So yeah, so the answer to what are you running from? Do you have any specifics that you can say out loud, or is it kind of did the cards already answer the question?
I think I kind of I'm just like there's a lot of grief in LA for me, and I'm just kind of ready to go to do something else.
I think that's great. Yeah, I found that's interesting because I think I felt those heavy feelings in New York.
Yeah.
From like past relationships and things like that, and so I think I can relate to a place kind of feeling like
Yeah.
heavy.
This place feels pretty heavy for me.
Yeah.
It also kind of feels like my circle of friends and stuff, everyone's going through a weird transition right now. And I'm just like,
yeah.
I'm like everyone's going through some kind of weird transition. So I'm just like, all right, I'm just going to go transition myself out of here.
yeah.
just
well, that's
Go
exciting though.
figure it out for a little bit. And if I
Yeah.
come back, cool. If I don't, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I just have to have faith that the road in front of me
Good job.
is my path.
Is bright.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, thanks
Stay
for
on your
being
path.
here.
You're welcome.
And everybody check out her website and her dates, which is jennyzigrino.com.
Mm-hmm.
Go see her shows. She's very, very funny.
Yeah.
And I'll
I
see
think I
you on
am.
the roads. Down the roads. That's my
Down the
My
road.
outro is see you down the roads. Just came up with that.
I love it.